This is Trucker Wayne with Driver Solutions. How is everybody today? So I wanted to go over some questions that we get on YouTube, and I try to do it once a week. Oh boy, what a lot about trucker pay. And when it comes to trucker pay, and we've done this before, and I personally believe that it's super important to continuously do new videos on trucker pay, especially in the first year. Why? Because the people that are coming in and filtering into the system here, they aren't quite sure what to expect on trucker pay. I get a lot of questions. I don't personally answer questions about trucker pay, and I'll tell you why. Me and Driver Solutions, as I always mentioned, we work together with the new truckers coming into the business, but we aren't you. We don't know your driving habits. In your first year, it is vital that you run as hard as you can the first year. Your first year is tough, and we've talked about that, but your pay in that first year, wow, it's going to be, a lot of times, 90% solely based on how hard you run and how far or how many days you're away from your family. So it's really hard, and I try not to give advice when someone says, Trucker Wayne, what can I expect for the first year? I personally don't give advice on stuff like that, because I feel like I would be doing a disservice, because what I made may not be what the person on my left made or the person on my right. And I also are having this page here. I've heard horror stories. I've heard success stories. So for me to say, I think this is what you're going to make when I'm not in your shoes wouldn't be fair. That's for other people to say. But what I do think on trucker pay is this. It gets better every year, and especially if you stay safe and you are successful in what you do with the pre-trips that I just keep beating overhead. I think I'm going to talk about a pre-trip every single video. I'm joking, but I do mention it a lot, because in my opinion, that's your base. That's your base. When you do your pre-trip, that's where you find things that are wrong, but trucks break down along the way, that, of course. But when you have inspections along the way, the pre-trip is where you're going to catch it, and then the post-trip as well. So, driver pay is going to be dependent on how hard you're going to work the first year, and you're going to stumble, you're going to fall, you're going to have bad teammates, you're going to have great teammates. So just when you start, when you get through it and you're struggling and you push through that barrier the first year, you get to go solo. Maybe in 6 months you're going to go solo, and you're going to really start to say, this is what I want to do. But with trucker pay, it can range. It can, especially in your first year, I think the numbers would say that it would vary greatly. So when you get into the business, keep that in mind. And remember, when you get into this business, it's interesting that people have seniority and stuff like that really struggle with, let's say, directions and things like that. And always work on, when you're in that truck, that first year, work on directions, work on, the simple things that'll get you from here to there safely, and just work. So that's why I don't specifically say how much I think you're going to make. But trucker driver pay is so important. This is Trucker Wayne with Driver Solutions, with a positive path to trucking success. Check it out on Facebook. Also, please like my page at Trucker Wayne. We are trying to give you a positive outlook in the trucking industry, but keeping it real, because it's hard out there. All right, this is Trucker Wayne, and I'm out.